Welcome back to r/relationship advice, where OP's girlfriend accuses him of a horrific crime, although OP is completely innocent, and it seems like his reputation is absolutely ruined. If you are new to my channel, please feel free to subscribe to join our awesome community, and without any further ado, let's dive right into the stories. The first one is titled, My 29 female fiancé, 28 female of 4 years randomly claimed I abused her and called the police. This came completely out of the blue. I honestly don't know what happened. A couple of days ago, my girlfriend who I lived with left our apartment while I was at work, claimed to her family and mutual friends that I'd been physically abusing her and blocked me on everything. I have no idea what is going on. There were not any major problems in our relationship that I could see, and we just slept together, consensual obviously, last night. The very last time I spoke to her before all of this happened, she was perfectly fine, kissed me goodbye before I went to work, and everything was normal. Then I got a call from my dad toward the end of the day asking me calmly if I've been hitting my girlfriend. I didn't know what he was talking about, and then she told me. I rushed home and she had gotten all of her stuff and is staying either with her family or a friend of hers. My Facebook account is blowing up and I have no idea what to do. None of what is being said is true, and I don't know if someone is just playing a cruel joke on me. A few people even mentioned that the police were called, but I have not heard anything as of yet. The last major argument we had was probably in February around Valentine's Day. We were going through some financial trouble, the stress got to us and we were both getting upset with each other over petty household things. She was my best friend, the person I could rely on to be there for me and the person I would be there for always, no matter what. We were definitely planning on getting married. It was not a matter of it was a matter of when. Her family had basically accepted me into the family. I was close with both her mom and her dad. I only called them both once each. Neither of them answered my calls. I called my, ex, just twice, no answer. She blocked me on every social media platform of hers that I know of. I asked a couple of friends, but they are being distant with me, just one-word answers or ghosting me. What the F is happening here? We had always been upfront and honest with each other, and our communication was stellar. And a user in the comments said, get it through your head right now that you can never 100% disprove vague abuse allegations and that you will never be fully exonerated by your social circle unless she voluntarily admits her allegations were fabricated at some point in the future. Don't you dare initiate contact with her, that is what an abuser would do after all. Don't try to play the game of rumor control, it is a game for suckers and you never win. Move forward with your life with increased caution and more sensitivity to red flags from mentally unstable women. You have one strike against you now, your reputation may not survive a second. I speak from the heart and from experience, it is a difficult path you face, sir. Godspeed to you. Wow guys, and I gotta say this is an extremely difficult situation. I probably wouldn't go as far as calling his girlfriend mentally unstable because we don't have enough information about that. However, indeed this is extremely difficult and I'm not sure what I would do in this situation if I'm honest with you. What advice do you have for OP? Let us know what you would tell him in the comments. And the next one is an update to the story from before. Okay, so this is going to be a weird ass update. I'm sorry if you guys thought this was going to be anything interesting. A friend came forward and told me that apparently my dumbass fiancé decided to play a prank on me. She had the bright idea of leaving the house for a couple of days to set up a surprise birthday party for me set for this weekend. I don't know what the F she was thinking, nor do I even really know the full story yet. She's not really the prank playing type and I guess thought this would be hilarious or something. It looks like a majority of those friends who were acting distant were in on it. After I started being upfront and honest with showing people my text with her as this sub suggested, one of them told her that this was not cool and that if she did not come clean, then he would. Well, she did not come clean and he came forward. I guess that is why nobody was answering their texts. Anyway, I texted her and I told her that I knew, asked her what the F she was thinking. She started blowing my phone up apologizing. She said her prank just went too far and spiraled out of control when it got to social media, and that she didn't know how to come clean when she realized that it crossed a line. She also said that she didn't mean to let it come out that I was abusing her, and that she just wanted to make it seem like she left me, and that the abuse stuff was a rumor started by some other people who were not in on her joke. I just did not really respond to her. I left and went to my parents' house before she got back home. My family now thinks she's a effing moron, so her relationship with them is ruined right before our marriage, so that's great. Our mutual friends are now split in half, with half of them thinking she's an idiot and the other half feeling God knows what about the situation. I am frankly embarrassed and feel stupid for wasting everyone's time and dragging them into my relationship with my fiancé. I don't really know where to go from here. I don't know if I should call off the wedding or postpone it and try to work out what the hell went through her mind. I'm sorry if this is not the ending to the story you were all hoping for. I am having drinks and will be here all night feeling sorry for myself and answering comments for as long as I am awake with this Jameson. And a user in the comments said, imagine if someone did this to your brother. Think about what you would say to your brother and then do whatever it is you would tell him yourself. And another person said, great advice that I will definitely be keeping in mind for future situations. In addition, man, I cannot stress this enough, this is not advice, there's only one good option here and you know it. Don't save this for future situations, do this right now. And guys, I'm curious, would you stay together with this woman? Honestly, seeing how he talks about his girlfriend saying that she's not usually the prank playing type, it seems like she was convinced by her friends, even though that does not really make it better. Especially in today's climate, you cannot joke around with these things. At the very least, it was an incredibly insensitive and stupid joke. Let us know what you would do here in the comments. Final update to the fiancé's story. So firstly, thanks for all of your input. I read and considered every single reply. First I will update you and then I will tie up some loose ends from the comments in the previous post. I want to apologize for the bluntness of this post ahead of time because despite your comments about me being calm and level-headed, I am actually quite upset about the entire situation and I feel like me sitting and thinking about it is only marinating this anger and making it more juicy and flavorful. Update. I spoke to her in person after I posted my update. From her perspective, her original idea was to make it look like she just got mad or something, grabbed a few things and left to her friend's house where she was going to have the party thrown. Her friend has a really nice house that is perfect for a 20 to 30 person get together. She was with her two friends and made an off-the-cuff remark when her friend said, "What are you going to say when he asks why?" And she said, "I don't know, I will probably tell him that I feel like he got too serious when we had intercourse," or something like that. Then her other friend who was with her immediately took it to social media without the other two girls knowing, and then when they checked their phones later on that day, it was already a dumpster fire. I said, great, all that is understandable, just one question. Why did you then block me and then refuse to answer my calls because that seemed pretty effing intentional to me? She said because she did not want to throw her idiot friend under the bus and thought it would all go away if she just threw the party and she had not realized how far it all went so quickly. By the way guys, quick side note, so the awesome girlfriend did not want to throw her moron friend under the bus, but she did throw her boyfriend under the bus. Anyway, I thanked her for telling me and then I called off the wedding entirely. She cried, I cried, it was a goddamn mess. She asked where we go from here, I told her I don't know. I don't even know if the relationship is over yet, but I know that the engagement is over and that if I decide to give it another chance, at the bare minimum, we need to build my trust for her from the ground up, if not the entire relationship. And now I have to decide if I want that. Do I want to spend another 4 years being undecided? If I'm being honest with myself, I imagine it taking another couple of years before I can trust her again. Do I want to get married and start thinking about having children at 35, 36, close to 40? I told her that I have a lot to think about. I spoke to her dad last night. We shared a case of beers and had a conversation that lasted about 5 hours. My ex has not spoken to anyone and has basically been locked up in her old bedroom for now. She's been crying a lot. I do believe that she is genuinely remorseful about all of this, which complicates things. Her dad caught wind of the situation on Facebook but learned what was really going on maybe like an hour later. He had gotten my calls but had not returned them because he called his daughter first, she told him, and he just didn't know what to say to her. He told me that she's not truly stupid, but that she has a history of sometimes not thinking about things before she says them and the impact her offhand remarks can have. He said this is the worst it has ever snowballed, but she's had situations in the past where she says something stupid or insulting and does not realize the impact of what she said until hours later when the other person blows up over it. So that's it. I still have a lot to think about. I know a lot of you guys are telling me that I have no balls for not literally tossing her out into traffic and laughing about it or something weird like that, but you have to understand that I still love her and have loved her for a few years now. Right now I am leaning toward moving on, but you're going to have to empathize with me here. As for my reputation, nobody thinks I am an abuser. It is firmly out there now. Her reputation took a much more significant and lasting hit. I have not lost any friends except for the idiot social media girl whose reputation also took a severe hit. Nobody called the cops, all the other posts about it have been deleted, everything is good, there's no real need for me to get a lawyer and sue anybody. My family agrees with a lot of you. They are 2 seconds away from slapping me upside my head for not immediately kicking her to the curb. Just give me some more time. I'm not going to make another update post because I've already wasted too much of your time with this, but maybe I will just update this post in a few days after I have decided what to do. I gotta say, Ripestars, I just love how the dad of that girl said, "No, she's not truly stupid, basically just only a little bit." But yeah, obviously this was not really done with malicious intent, however, the girl might be almost a little bit dangerous to be with. That kind of stupidity can really ruin your life. And the next one is titled, "My fiance told me he is tired of hiding who he is from me and now I am not sure I want to get married. My fiance, 26 male, and I, 25 female, have been dating for 3 years. We have known each other for 8 years and just got engaged a year ago. We are also long distance since he is military, so only see each other for maybe 4 to 5 days a month, with the exception of summers when I move wherever he is to stay with him for a month or two. So throughout the last 3 years of the relationship, it became very evident that my fiance, let's call him Dave, held some pretty serious prejudice. Examples: he passionately dislikes fat people and would consistently insult strangers and make disparaging jokes about fat people. He prided himself on being an imperialist, proudly called himself a sexist, and didn't talk to women unless it was for relationship purposes. Wow, that guy definitely sounds like marriage material. Holy crap. Anyway, said my brother might be treated differently by police because he looks threatening. My brother and I are black, Dave is white. Anyway, I addressed all of these things whenever they came up, and we had multiple conversations in which he decided it was wrong to hold these beliefs. However, after addressing them, he would get extremely upset if I called him out on saying anything slightly prejudicial throughout the relationship because he would say he does not hold those beliefs anymore. Last month we got into a pretty big argument about why systematic racism is bad. He said it makes the US looks bad and it weakens our foreign influence, so therefore it is bad. Whereas I am of mind that it is bad because black people, including myself, are human beings and deserve to be treated with an equal amount of dignity, respect and general decentness. This argument escalated and he started going on a rant of how tired he is of
stepping over eggshells around me,
and how he
can never find the right words to make me happy,
and that he is
tired of hiding who he is around me.
This was very shocking, and I tried to probe more on what he was hiding, and basically he revealed that all of the prejudices I thought he had gotten over, he still had and was just trying to suppress them around me. He mentioned one of the things he's tired of hiding is that he still strongly dislikes fat people and doesn't see a problem with that. But I have suspected this has been the cause of a lot of his behavior, such as asking me how much I have eaten every day and what time I ate.
Don't eat after 8 PM.
telling me to drink water all the time, insulting my friends for gaining weight, telling his own mother not to eat fatty foods, asking why some people in my family were fat, telling me he doesn't want to get me pregnant because he wants me to be skinny longer. Countless other little things here and there, but whenever I said, "Do you have a problem with fat people still?" he would get defensive and pretend I was imagining it. Again, we are long distance, so I suppose I don't get to see the person he is all of the time, but now that he's told me, I feel like I cannot trust him and he's sucking up because he knows I don't want to do this anymore because it feels like a lie. So we are seeing a friend of his for marriage counseling. I put it in parentheses because the guy is not qualified and talks to Dave outside of sessions all the time and even brought his own wife to a session, and now Dave says he's ready to change and leave these prejudices behind really this time. I have lost trust and honestly have not felt the same about our relationship since that day. Although he is saying he will change this time, I'm not sure if he means it or is just trying to placate me into staying in the relationship and then reverting back whenever he feels like he has me. Plus, I believe these prejudices stem from a lack of empathy and insecurity that reflect in other areas, like the way he reacted to the pandemic. Completely ignored any rules and felt like he could get me sick too because I am
young,
even though I told him I do not want to get sick. I also reminded him that I am high risk because I have asthma, to which he said,
I forgot you're unhealthy.
He's consistently put me down for my genes and even explicitly said,
My genes are superior to yours.
Anyways, he said what I wanted to hear in order to make me feel safe enough to move down for the summer, and when I got there in late March, he didn't want to take any precautions that we had previously discussed. AKA wearing a mask,
I'm not a face mask kinda guy.
Or having hand sanitizer in the car. And actually argued with me when I insisted and was condescending, calling me
Mom
and rolling his eyes. With all that said, sorry, I know that's a lot, does anyone have any advice on what I should do? And a user in the comments said, sounds like a great opportunity to send him back his ring by registered mail with a nice note saying that this is not going to work. You can and will find someone much better than him, but hun, he's not a keeper by any stretch of the imagination. And another person said, he sounds terrible though, why are you with him? He's obviously racist, you are black, your kids will look black to most people, do you want them around a dad like that? You are young, move on. I gotta say guys, that person probably deserves the award for the crappiest boyfriend of all time. Honestly, why would you want to be together with a person like this? This guy obviously checks all the wrong boxes and I would not want to be anywhere close to him. What is your opinion about this D-bag? Let us know in the comments. Update to the "my fiance told me he's tired of hiding who he is" story. Firstly, thank you everyone for your input. The run comment was pretty brutal but effective. I broke off the engagement 3 days ago via phone call. I haven't figured out how I will return the ring, but thinking by insured mail. The call itself was not horrible because I think he was in shock, but a couple of highlights from the call.
I might have lied, fine, but you're a liar too. You lied about loving me. Not trying to guilt you, but you've destroyed me. I have nothing now and have no idea what I'm going to do with myself. Are you seeing someone else? You're making a huge mistake. All I wanted was to be a good husband to you.
These comments were hard to hear because my worst fear is that I preemptively cut off a relationship with a man who is going through active change and who loves me dearly. But at the end of the day, I realized I don't trust that he will change genuinely, and I have no idea how to measure that progress since he has proved to hide parts of himself around me. He has not tried to contact me since I broke things off, and I am grateful for that. I think it would make everything so much worse. I am grieving such an immense loss, which is hard to communicate because others see it as a win by leaving an unhealthy relationship. Again, thanks everyone for the advice. And the last one is titled, I, 35 male, caught my girlfriend, 35 female, driving drunk with her kids, and it seems like it is just the tip of the iceberg. I would start by saying I hate a long, horribly thought out Reddit post, so I will do my best to consolidate the BS. I also try my hardest to structure my posts in the most unbiased way, but please take what I say with a grain of salt as I would do with anyone. I'm not perfect and I have opinions even when I try to be fair. In a nutshell, I, 35 male, moved from Denver to San Diego to be with my girlfriend, 35 female, mother of 2, with split custody. I sold my home, moved my company, etc. Sure, she was a big reason, but I also knew it would be an adventure no matter what happened. I could go in for a while about how the adjustment phase has sucked because her kids, 4 male and 7 female, unfortunately are not held accountable for their actions, aka peeing on the floor, jumping in our bed during intercourse, telling adults no, etc. My girlfriend says,
"They are kids. It's so hard to be constant in showing them what's right or wrong."
She really is saying their willingness to be defiant vastly outweighs her willingness to be persistent for their developmental growth, but that is neither here nor there. I could bring up a lot of issues, but most of them are issues I firmly believe can be fixed with time and love. However, the other day she did something that made me literally sick to my stomach. She took her children to a friend's parents' house who has a nice pool. Of course, those friends show up, plus a few others. I had to work but could see via IG story that they were drinking. I didn't think much of it till she got home at 6ish, hammered. I'm not talking tipsy or drunk, I mean full on blackout, pointing at random crap, cannot hold herself up drunk. And then it occurs to me that she drove the kids home and I lost it. She fabricated a story that the friend actually drove her car home and then walked back home, which was obviously BS. The next day, she came clean after I had to tell her mother and best friend. She obviously feels horrible, but doesn't seem to be that remorseful. She has an existing DUI on her record and we have already encountered tension over her drinking in volume and in the mornings. She admits drinking is a problem for her, but yet she tries to push past it and talks about me being too strict with the kids or other things. All I can think is she really doesn't care about what she did. So she told me at the end of the discussion she thinks I should get my own place while we continue to work on the relationship on the pretense that it will alleviate the tension from the kids acting the way they do. All I can think is, are you seriously stepping over the fact that you drive drunk to make me calling your kids out for not peeing the bigger issue? The bottom line is, I love her to death, I think she needs someone by her side right now. I sold my home, moved my company, left friends and pets back home, and this is what I am being welcomed with though. I am lost, I don't know if I pack my stuff up and leave or buck up and be the person she needs in her and her kids' lives. I love this woman deeply, she really means a lot to me. Do I stay by her side and help her or pack my bags? Thank you for your input, it means a lot. Update, I really wanted to show the family this Reddit post and all the comments. Some people think I have things to work on in my parenting, which is something I accept with open arms. However, I think most everyone ununanimously agreed that the drinking was the far bigger issue and me telling people was the correct thing, such as my girlfriend's mom, her friend, etc. Today, after my girlfriend's logical friend, who agrees with me in this situation, asked if I would speak to the girlfriend's mom. I had said sure, hoping it would alleviate stress on their relationship and maybe help my girlfriend. Not even close. I was pretty happy when she said,
"I saw your Reddit post."
Cause it meant, well, I thought, that she would see what I was doing was loving and for her daughter's best interest. Instead, she argued that I cannot say her daughter is an alcoholic despite her recent actions, but then goes on to say that I cannot and shouldn't save her. That if I had driven drunk with her grandkids in the car, that she would be upset, kick my butt, but would not call the cops. That all of the people on Reddit who say the father and authorities need to be notified are wrong. Yep, roughly 1,500 plus peers, all wrong. Maybe that gives you an idea of what I am dealing with. She wanted to argue arbitrary facts of her daughter's DUI, like the location of which she was stopped and that it was 13 years ago, while simultaneously admitting she was driving on a bare rim and blackout drunk. She, like her daughter, used the bad parenting and things I mentioned about the living situation, such low-hanging fruit in my opinion, as an argumentative tactic to detract from the real issue, which is her daughter put her life, her grandkids and other people's lives in danger, but during this portion informed me that kids don't have to wash hands, she didn't, and that peeing on the floor is normal. She seems to believe it is only the 4M son that is doing this, when in reality the daughter has done it as well. Regardless, hearing this argument made it all clear to me that this was not something she was going to realize anytime soon. I will always love my girlfriend, but I realized as her mother was making decisions for her and downplaying the severity of the issue that this was not my place. I told her I was done. I feel horrible as I believe my girlfriend is stuck in the middle of this and doesn't know what to do. But at some point, I hope she will start living for herself and accept her actions instead of letting mom enable these actions. I love her so much and always will. And guys, unfortunately, we have already reached the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed today's stories, and if you haven't already, please also go to patreon.com/ripeyoutube, where I upload exclusive Reddit videos starting at just $3 a month. This is a great way to support me in case you are interested, and the chance for me to become independent from YouTube revenue. Thank you so much for watching, please don't forget to subscribe and like the video, and I hope to see you again tomorrow.